Hi, so I just wanted to show you how to assemble the witch, and I wanted to also show you how I achieved the kind of the shadow effect to create the dimension in her hair. So what I used were these, they're like little sponges, and you put them on your finger, and or you can just hold them, but I like to put them on my finger so I have a little bit more control. And you can get these Amazon, Temu, probably at your craft store too. They're pretty cheap. You can get a big bag of them. I got a big bag of these, and I think this is actually, I still have a lot left. I think you can get like a pack of like 24 or 48. I think I got a pack of them on Temu for, I think, $5. They're pretty cheap. So, and you can reuse them multiple times. I've used one so many times that the little sponge fell off. So you get a lot of uses out of these. I don't just use them once and throw them away. So what I did was I used these distress inks. So these are from Tim Holtz, and they do sell the little boxes to store them in. They come in like every color imaginable. So what I did is I used the brown. They come in all different colors. I used the brown distress ink, and what I did was I took my, here I'll use one that's already open. I just kind of take my little sponge and I just kind of dab it in there, and then what I do is I just take it and then I just rub that right along the edges to create that effect so that her hair looks like it has some dimension. So that's all there is to that. I use that same brown along the edges of her skirt. I use the black, this is the black distress ink, and I use that around her little shirt. So that's really all there is to it. I did that around the broom as well, just to create some dimension. And I just did some dry brushing on the broom to create like bristles. It's just brown with the skin tone color that I used for her skin. And I just kind of rubbed upways with the brush to create that effect. And I have other videos that shows how to do the bristles on the broom. So I didn't want to keep making the same videos over and over, so I didn't want to waste your time showing those same things over and over. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to assemble this. You do need to set the little ties on her corset to engrave. You're going to definitely need to do that, otherwise it's going to fall apart. So do not set this step to cut. You can also do score, but then you'll have to use like a paint marker to fill those lines in. It's just easier to just engrave them. So I just set that to engrave. Also the little dots on her button, I'm going to go ahead and grab that. There's little buttonholes, but I set those to engrave as well. So that's all there is to that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this all apart to show you how this assembles. So these are her little bats. These come right off. And there's her broom. So these are all the little pieces to her broom. You just take those all apart. This is all one piece. So I'm going to just take that all off. And then this part is her arm. So this is all attached. You only need to just paint just that part there. There's her hat. And then there's the little florals, that layer. You can decide if you just want to do one of the flowers. You don't have to do both if you don't want to. You could just do the one if you wanted and then put the little button on there. Like you could do that if you wanted and keep it simple. You really don't need to do both like I did. But I just thought it looked cute. It's however you want to do it. So there's just that, and then this whole piece comes right off. You don't have to paint the whole thing. So there it is. I just used the same color I did for her hair, and then this is the same color I did for her skirt. So there's that. You just paint each piece, and they're separated enough so this all comes off too. So that way you can color the little berries one color and then the greens a different color. So that way it's simple. So you don't have to be an expert in painting. I try to make this as easy as possible by doing them all in layers and separating them all. And then same thing with the hair. You only have to just color just that part there. Same here. So you don't have to, there's a lot of like lack of painting. There's a lot of stuff you don't have to paint because a lot of parts aren't going to show. So you're gonna do the same thing here. And you can see I did that brown around the edges. So it creates that cool dimension. And then you just line those up and it creates like a cool like hair, so you can see it. So it looks more realistic. And then there's her head and all the little pieces just all puzzled together. And same with her knees, those come apart. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then there's her little boots. It's kind of not too complicated. And then just her skirt. And you don't have to do anything to the back layer at all, except for I like to paint the little slot at the bottom, because just in case that shows. So really that's it. There's really not a whole lot to putting her together. Pretty simple. All right. And she also does come with a stand. I'll grab that so you can see it. I did have the stand. It was here just a second ago. Seem to have misplaced it. Oh, no, here it is. So the 1/8 version comes with 2 layers. The 1/4 version comes with 1 layer because you just want it to be at least 1/4 inch thick, so that way the slot can go deep enough to hold it up. Because if I made the slot for just 1/8, it would tip right over. So the slot is pretty much close to the 1/4 inch deep. So the stands have to be 1/4 inch deep. So that's why these come with 2 layers. A lot of people keep asking me, why does it come with 2 layers and the other one come with 1? It's not really for decoration. It's for stability. And you only need the 1 for the 1/4 because it's already stable at 1 layer. So that's why these have 2. And I just made them different sizes just for prettiness, so you can make up different colors. So that's really it. And also you're gonna wanna have this space here for the little broom to rest on. So make sure that when you put her in, that her broom goes over here and she goes over here. That's why it's pushed over to the side, not centered. So in case you're wondering, I get a lot of questions, like a lot of questions on Etsy. Why is the stand not centered? Why is this? Why that? And I have it all explained in the item descriptions that I don't know if anybody actually reads them, because a lot of times all those questions are answered in the item description. And I also have these videos that explain it too. But I'm going to explain it again. It's off center because you want to have the little broom over to the side. So that way her broom isn't hanging off the stand. So it is important to read the item descriptions. I do spend a good amount of time writing those. There's a lot of good information in there. It has all the materials that I used, the paints. It does have the links to my Facebook group in there. It also tells you where to find my videos. It has pretty much every answer to every question possible. It tells you whether or not you can use my photos. It talks about the licensing. Basically, it tells you everything. So it's cut down on a lot of the questions, but I'm hoping that it helps people with their businesses so that they can find some new materials that they never tried before. I love trying new materials. I love using new paints. I try all the different things. I love using foils, chalk paint, trying out these ink pads. I also have a lot of videos with the art crayons. Art crayons are so much fun. I have a lot of great videos on the art crayons. You can use the art crayons if you don't want to use the ink pads. You can also take the art crayon and rub it on the sponge. So these are on Amazon. These are at Michael's. They are everywhere. Marabou is the brand. I get a lot of people asking me, what brand are those? Where can I buy them? Amazon, Michael's. And even in my videos, I have people asking me, what brand are those? Where do you buy them? They can be bought on Amazon, and you don't need me to link that. Just go on Amazon, type in art crayons. These pop right up. The very first thing is these. They pop right up. So, yeah, so that is all you need to know on how to assemble these. yeah, check out all the cool things you can find on Amazon for art supplies. They have some really cool things. I love Tim Holtz brand. I could go down a rabbit hole for Tim Holtz. There are amazing products on there. I was on Michael's website one day, I think for like 3 hours, just looking at all the Tim Holtz stuff and all the cool craft stuff they have. I could be on there for even longer than that. They have amazing things. And don't forget to use your $5 and $10 like vouchers, because if you don't have their rewards program, it's totally worth it because you get like a percentage back and they give you those vouchers, which I think is crazy because I will just keep going back over and over and over and over because I think that's how they get you to keep coming back in the store. So what I use my vouchers on are these glues. Like that's what I use my vouchers on all the time because I can never have enough glue. So Loctite, I love this stuff, but the only thing I will say bad about it is it dries so fast. The one tip I can offer is the more you put on, the slower drying time, because it kind of slides around a little bit when you add a little extra, so it gives you a little bit of leeway, but the less you use, it dries almost instantly. So that's one tip I can give you. So the more you add, the more drying time. So yeah, that's all I can say for this. It does, but then you're wasting a lot of product too. So I don't know, catch 22. But yeah, that's all I have to say for this one. I'm going to do another video for a few more. I have lots more files that I've been working on. I feel really bad. I've been really slacking on making videos and getting files out. I just got really behind this summer, but I am now catching up. So stay tuned. There's going to be lots more. All right. Bye.